I'm Ellen McCauley at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. We're talking about Gretchen Rubin and her 4 tendencies to have good habits, bad habits, and I even had to do it horizontal, everyone, to get it all in there. And I really think in order to change your habit, you'll have to figure yourself out first. Now, we don't have the time to actually go through every question, but let's just take a look at some samples. Have you kept a New Year's resolution where you weren't accountable to anyone? A resolution like drinking more water or keeping a journal. Someone says, I've had trouble with that kind of resolution, so I'm not inclined to make one, whether at New Year's or any time. When I'm only helping myself, I often struggle. No, I hate to bind myself in any way. Sure, I'm good keeping New Year's resolutions, even ones that no one knows about but me. Yes, but I never make New Year's resolutions because January 1 is an arbitrary date. Now, I don't know if I like any of those answers. That's why I have trouble with the civil service test, because I'm overthinking them. Like, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know what I'd pick on that one, to tell you the truth. I like making New Year's resolutions. I haven't always kept them, but I like them. I think I'd have to say number 1. I've had trouble with that kind of resolution. I usually make them, but when I'm only helping myself, I often struggle. Okay, recall a time when you signed up to do something optional. Did you actually show up regularly? Recall a time when you signed up for Pray It Off. Did you actually show up regularly? Yes, if I signed up. Now, there are some people that have called me, I'm on the way to the hospital, Ellen, I'm in the back of an ambulance, so I won't be there tonight. Because they made a commitment, and they're letting me know. Only if I thought it was a good use of my time. I was more likely to go if someone was disappointed or annoyed if I didn't show up. I was more likely to go if Ellen was disappointed or annoyed if I didn't show up. If that's what it takes to get you here, I'm all for it. Only if I felt like it. Okay, your workplace is required to hold a large training meeting every 6 months. Employees are supposed to go, but no one takes attendance. You've been several times and the information really doesn't apply to you. Do you? Now, attend the meeting even if no one will know whether I go or not. Skip the meeting because it's pointless and a waste of time. Skip the meeting unless my department will look bad if no one shows up. Skip the meeting because I don't want to go. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting one. Think about what you'd answer to that. About commitments to yourself. Think about this. Commitments to yourself. Healthy weight to yourself. If commitments are just for me, I might not follow through. Though if someone else depends on them, I will carry through. Before I make a commitment for myself, I require extensive evidence of its validity. Once I've committed to something, it makes me very uneasy not to carry through, even if no one else cares. That's me in a nutshell. I make as few commitments as possible. If you make as few as possible, then you don't have to worry about letting yourself or anyone else down. But is that good as well? At times we feel frustrated by ourselves. Are you most likely to feel frustrated because I can't take a break from my usual habits or violate the rules even when I want to? You know what my problem with that one is? When I take a break from my usual habits and violate the rules, I gain weight. Anyone else? Oh, it's easy to gain weight. So it's not that I can take a break, it just doesn't do me any good. I can take time for other people, but I can't take time for myself. As soon as someone expects me to do something, I don't want to do it. How many times has people joined a weight loss group and gained weight the first week, just thinking about doing it? I get analysis paralysis and want more information before making a decision. It's like the person who's in the grocery store and they're like, well, I don't know how many fruits and vegetables I'm really supposed to have. I should probably go home and Google it and see how many servings. So since I can't do that right now, I'll just have a pizza. Now, does that make any sense? But that's what some people do. If you're working on a project for fun, one that matters only to you, it's easy for you to get it done. Think about that. If you patted yourself on the back, I love this one. If you patted yourself on the back, would you be most likely to pat yourself on the back for being fair and well-informed, trustworthy and self-sacrificing, contrarian and authentic, disciplined and accomplished? You know, I would want to be patted on the back for being trustworthy and self-sacrificing. I would. But then those other ones are good too. All right, take this quiz. I put the website in it. I think it's important to know if you are trying to take care of yourself. Now, this one actually has a score at the end. According to your answers, your dominant tendency is rebel. That is not my score. I don't know why that's in there, because I am not a rebel. If someone wanted to know what I am, I don't resist outer expectation and inner expectations. I'm more of an obliger. I meet outer expectations. I sometimes resist inner expectations, but I'm moving towards being an upholder through pray it off. I want to meet my expectations with other people and my own. So really, I think once you really think about what you are, if you are a rebel and you're overweight, then you really need to take a look at that. If you're a questioner and you're overweight, maybe you're asking too many questions and should just start doing something. I've also put a recipe in for spaghetti squash, macaroni and cheese, because remember I told you how great it was? And I didn't put broccoli in mine, but guess what? You can. And I didn't put ghee or whole wheat flour. Remember what I said about recipes? I don't know. It makes it thicker. Ghee is it's clarified butter. That's probably why I didn't put it in mine. Oh gee, what's ghee? And I didn't put it in mine. So, I don't think you need it. So, take a look at that. We talked about joy. I'm going to stop right there, Bob, because I